Yo, what's poppin' guys, Sizzyl here, and today we're taking a look at the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. This is a free game on Steam that just showed up randomly on April Fools in 2023, and as someone who's played a tiny bit of Sonic in my childhood, I decided to go look into it, expecting it to be kind of a bad just as a joke, since, you know, it was released on April Fools. I ended up actually pleasantly surprised, as I had a solid time playing this game. This game is pure story, not really any gameplay, and since I don't want to spoil it, I won't get into the details of the story, and I'll just say that it generally follows the find clues to solve the mystery type of storyline that you have in stuff like Phoenix Wright and Clue, but with a solid amount of plot twists that were genuinely unexpected and kept me pretty entertained throughout the story. That being said, I'd like to mention that part of the enjoyment I got from this game's story was having a little bit of information on the Sonic cast of characters from my childhood, and I think that without understanding at least the basics of the Sonic cast, which is my personal understanding of the Sonic cast, I don't really know them beyond their basic personalities, the story will definitely be a lot less entertaining as it does, rely on a little bit of Sonic knowledge ahead of time. Although part of what I've said so far is technically a lie. There is not, no gameplay. Every now and then you have to play like a 10-second auto runner, which has nice visuals and music and can be retried infinitely with no drawback, although it's not particularly difficult, which I think they just added in to mix up the usual game loop of just reading text and clicking things on the screen, which I honestly think was a good addition because it probably did help keep me more entertained, as I wasn't just kind of reading text and almost like reading a book. Speaking of music though, per the usual for Sonic games, the music in this game is almost too good for the game it's tied to. As stated though, music is one of the things Sonic games do consistently well, so this was just expected behavior and not really a pleasant surprise or anything, but it's still something I figured I should mention in a review of this game, as other people might not know that about the Sonic franchise. The visuals are also pretty nice, but I would like to mention that the Steam Deck default settings do actually break them. So if you're a Steam Deck user, you actually have to go to the settings and disable and then re-enable full screen mode to fix the visuals. There's also a lot of really small, minor details with the visuals which make it nice to explore all the options that you can click on during any given point of the game. And there's also a lot of great references to other media and previous Sonic games included in the visuals, which include Sonic doing the Family Guy death pose, and the cat poster from the Lego Movie, even with a few quotes that are relating to the Lego Movie if you interact with it. That added a good amount to the enjoyment I got from this game. The last point I'll bring up about this game is that it lasts only about 1 to 2 hours. It's a relatively short and entertaining story that doesn't overstay its welcome, which probably added a lot to my enjoyment of the game. Overall, this is an amazing free game that I'd recommend to anyone who has even the tiniest bit of exposure to the Sonic lore. I can say this as someone who has only played one Sonic game and has most of my exposure through the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series, and a few Sonic cartoons that I read when I was really young, like almost 10 years ago at this point. That being said, if you haven't experienced any form of Sonic, I would say maybe read a comic or play one game before playing this game, because that pre-exposure will make it much better and more enjoyable. That being said, this game is still very deserving of its score of 4 out of 5.